What's going on, Broncos country? Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. Matthew Peterson here with the latest trade buzz and a big topic of conversation. George Paton putting up a big vow of confidence for his head coach, Nathaniel Hackett. We're going to get into all that, but quick PSA, we're going to have a live watch party here on the channel for Broncos Jags, and if the Denver Broncos lose, I will be a toddler at Toys R Us, not getting my toy, having a full-blown temper tantrum to fire Hackett. So make sure you tune in for that watch party on Sunday morning right here on the channel. But right now, we had some conflicting rumors this week. Is Hackett all of a sudden safe? The rumors were that with the loss, ownership might step in and cut him off, right? Say this experiment is over. Well, George Paton across the pond in London spoke to the Denver media today about Hackett, and here's what he said. I believe in Nathaniel. I support Nathaniel 100%. He's been in this for 7 games as a head coach. The scrutiny he's faced is unprecedented. We've had 4 primetime games, so he's had to learn in front of the entire world. But I really like how he's kept the team together. They're connected. He's kept our building together. I appreciate how he comes through that. I have a couple takeaways from that thought because that quote has been pulled every which direction. One, the ending about keeping the building together. Let's be honest. Unless you're in the building, you have no idea what Hackett is like in meetings. So don't pretend like you know how he is in the locker room, right? We just have things on Twitter and on the field to pull away. But in terms of Hackett saying I'm 100% confident in him, he didn't sugarcoat it on other messages where he talked about the offense and Russell Wilson being underwhelming. So don't look at that and go, he doesn't call out that aspects. He did in other parts of his press conference today, but he's a GM. He made this hire. He made this trade. He is going to go down with it. If Hackett and Russell Wilson do not work in Denver, he's out. There is no way you can recover from a horribly botched head coach hiring and a trade that may set you back after giving up a pair of firsts and a pair of seconds and walk away with a clean slate. So, of course, Paton is going to be all in on supporting Hackett. This is his guy leading his quarterback. What'd you expect him to say? But as for him keeping the locker room together, I saw this tweet from Frankie Abbott, and I wanted to share it with all of you guys watching. Bradley Chubb's brother retweeting the Chubb trade news while also liking tweets calling the Rush trade the second worst in league history. Makes me think things are already torched in that Denver locker room. Twitter's a cesspool, right? Melvin Gordon liked a whole bunch of tweets about being traded, and he ends up being reinstated as the starter. Don't take Twitter as facts. This happens all the time, not just in sports, but in life. We think Twitter applies to everything. Does it in this situation? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not in the Broncos locker room. I don't hang out with Bradley Chubb every day, and neither do you, or does anyone that covers the team. So, don't take these little inklings and stretch it a mile. That's all I'm saying. Could it be true? Absolutely. There were rumors last year about Von Miller's botched Halloween party being a riff in the locker room. Turns out that had more truth to it than maybe we were led on to believe at the moment. My only point is right now, whether it's Peyton's comments or this tweet right here, don't take it for a fact. That's all I'm trying to communicate right now. Now, Zach Stevens, who does a great job of covering the Broncos, tweeting out George Paton on if this Sunday's game will impact whether or not the Broncos make trades before the trade deadline. Really, we're just trying to win the game. It shouldn't have any impact in what we do, just looking forward to Sunday. This is what I echoed earlier this week about a report that if the Broncos lose, then they'll definitely trade Bradley Chubb. No way. No way the result of this one game impacts Bradley Chubb, who could be signed to a huge extension or could yield you a first-round pick, comes down to a Jags game at Wembley Stadium. I refuse to believe George Paton will watch this game, and if the Broncos lose, he picks up the phone and goes, all right, that trade's done. Or if the Broncos win, he picks up the phone and goes, the trade's off. We're back, baby. No. Winning Sunday and going 3-5 on the season before the bye should not and will not derail any big trades. Could it maybe make them not do a Kerry Vincent Jr. trade like last year? Potentially. Right? Those lower level trades. That could maybe alter things. But Chubb and Jeudy, they do not hang in the balance based on how Sunday's result comes out. I refuse to believe that. But if you disagree, that's fine. Here at Chat Sports, we're all about audience interaction. So let me know. Should Sunday's result impact any trades? Meaning, hey, if the Broncos win, we're back, baby. Don't sell it all. Or if the Broncos lose, now it is official. Move on from some of these big pieces and start thinking for the future. Y for yes or N for no. All right, quick PSA here. Quick friendly reminder from our guy number 18, Peyton Manning. Real Broncos fans, turn on notifications. This quote was leaked in a recent audio dump live from Mile High. I did not make up these words. These are right from the sheriff's mouth. So if you don't want to disappoint Peyton Manning, turn on those notifications because he said it himself. This is not fake news. This is not Broncos propaganda. This is real. So make sure you got those notifications turned on. All right, coming up next on the show, we're going to check out some under-the-radar trades for the Broncos. We've talked at length about Bradley Chubb trade rumors, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler. What about some guys that maybe aren't getting a ton of buzz, like Dalton Risner, the starting guard for this football team, who is entering that last year of his rookie contract, former second-round pick out of Kansas State. And right now, with the way Risner is playing and has played so far under his rookie deal, I don't think it's very likely that the Broncos will re-sign him this offseason. Maybe they do. Maybe like how they brought Melvin Gordon back. But I'm thinking unless Risner can't find any offer in free agency, he's gone. And plus, if you're George Paton and Nathaniel Hackett or maybe whoever the interim head coach could be, you get the chance to see Moody play. A guy you've had very high aspirations for who had a great preseason up until an injury. Now, Dalton Risner from PFF has been graded like this. Overall ranking, 43rd out of 69. Not nice. That is bottom half of all guards in the NFL. Overall ranking, 60.1. Pass blocking, 72.2. Run blocking, 53.5. Penalties, 1. Sacks, 2. Those are just not the numbers of a second-round staple left guard for your football team. That's just the truth of the matter. So if a trade were to happen, what about the New York Jets? They just lost Elijah Vera-Tucker, their starting guard, and they have shown that they're going to be somewhat aggressive, right? They went for James Robinson. This new regime in New York might want to put some chips in the middle of the table. For the first time, their fan base has something proud to watch, which Broncos country hasn't been able to say for 7 years at this point. So maybe they make a move for a 6th-round pick. I know 6th-round picks aren't sexy, guys. I get that. But when you've got a middle-of-the-pack guard, bottom-half guard, halfway through the season, you're not going to yield a lot. That's just the truth of the matter. All right, next player to watch here is Albert Okwuegbunam. So he has been a healthy scratch the last couple of games. And the Broncos are in love with Greg Dulcich. He has been getting a ton of praise from the coaching staff. His ability to pick up the play sheets and to get rocking and rolling after missing the first month plus of the season. I fully expect Albert Okwuegbunam to be traded. Former 4th-round pick out of Missouri. And in his career so far, 51 grabs, 501 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had a solid week 1 against the Seahawks. Since then, it has been Andrew Beck, Eric Sauber, and now Greg Dulcich taking over as the tight end duties. Here's my trade idea for Alberto. What about Alberto to the Giants? So the Giants had an interesting offseason where they didn't have a clear-cut plan at tight end. They signed a guy named Ricky Seals-Jones who never reported to training camp. He had an injury, personal issue, whatever it is, moved on from him. So they've been rolling with the rookie out of San Diego State, Daniel Bellinger. Well, Bellinger suffered an orbital fracture last week against the Jags. They need help at tight end. And it won't cost much to get Alberto. Because when you're a healthy scratch, you're not going to catch much, right? Other GMs know, what are you going to do? Just continue putting him on your bench all year? You might as well get something for him. And in this case, a 2024 seventh, a bag of footballs pretty much right now. So I think that's the best trade comp you're going to get for Alberto. And the Giants, they need help at tight end. All right, who you got? Broncos, Jags. This is tough. This is tough, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to level with you guys here. And ask a question right now. Is it bad if I want to pull for the Jags to win this game so that the Broncos can move on from Hackett? Right? Is it like one step backward, two steps forward? Well, yeah, you don't want to see your team lose. You never do. But let's just face reality. Let's just face the music. Hackett is not cut out for this job. And at this point, I have abandoned the idea of, no, Payton will keep him for the full year and let him get 17 games before making a decision. No, ownership is embarrassed. They spent $5 billion for this team, and they're 2-5 and have less touchdowns than games under their belt at this point right now. So I think if you lose to the Jags, or even if you beat the Jags, like you win 10-7 off of Brandon McManus, who has been an eyesore, frankly, this season so far. I know the Seahawks kick was not him, but he has not been McManus that we know. Only one touchdown, even with the win. Maybe ownership comes in and goes, we did not come to London to lose or win just barely with one touchdown in front of the whole country and the whole world. No, we're making a change, guys. Right, this decision might come out of George Payton's pocket, where it's no longer your call as a GM. As the ownership group, we're stepping in, and we're going to override you on this one. All right, that's going to do it for us on today's show. I appreciate all of you guys for clicking on to it, and I'll see you guys later with more Broncos news and rumors.